for being here. And Eliza, actually, you can stay and watch. Your next one is just you and Jess. Yes. All right. Oh, look who's here. Jess is here.
Get out. My turn. Go
you guys,
away.
do you want to watch your video reel first? All right, Jess, we have a video reel.
Okay.
All right. We're going to watch a video. Did you get your chicken?
Wait. So cold.
Niylah, please.
Am I crazy?
Sorry. Everything's so different.
Wow. It's quite the montage for you two, considering how few scenes you had together.
We literally were like, we don't remember. I think that was like every scene we did, and
All of it.
but like, and then over and over and over again.
Exactly.
I feel like that was every clip that I was in the entire series. So funny.
It was so great.
Video.
Okay,
That song is
not everyone here, which do you want to?
Question. There was no what? Oh, okay. So we're missing one of my
Boy, Eliza, sing your raspberry wig from the wild days of Clarke. Quite something.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, now Jess, not everyone here has been to Unity Days, so, and this is your first ConAgeddon, so you have to tell the story if you remember it. Your first time working with Eliza was like that sex scene in your shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had chicken cutlets. Maybe you should tell the story.
Yeah. The cutlet. I think the cutlets were there and on another. Remember we have to wear the, because whenever they would do naked back,
Yeah.
you'd like cover, so we'd wear these like cutlet things, so they would they would fall off all the time.
What I remember, still to this day, is you being on set and going, I can't wear these.
Yeah.
It takes me off in front of the whole crew, just walking around.
Yeah.
Tata's out, and I was like, she is such a badass. Like, wow.
Well, because you had the cutlets on, but your cutlet kept flying off, so then
Yeah.
we'd have to start over and over, so then we were naked for far longer because we couldn't get the guns to fucking work. It was a whole situation.
Overall, this is pre-intimacy coordinators.
Yes.
But overall, generically, not just for this scene, do you feel more comfortable in intimate scenes on screen with women than men in terms of at least like, okay, hide this part here, or is it not the same?
I feel like I think I am more comfortable. I was, definitely. Yeah.
I think regardless though, it's really not sexual.
No.
Like it's like the least romantic thing ever,
No matter what.
There's hundreds of people.
There's so, I mean like scenes like that are usually closed sets, so there's very few crew members around for it. But it's just, it's so technical. Like you're like trying to act while, you know, you're trying to make sure that your face is in the right place and you're finding your mark and you're finding your light and the camera and you're acting and then a cutlet flies off.
Yeah,
and you're trying to cut it's not happening and then it's like, so it's just not, there's nothing sexy about it. Like even if you had an attraction to your co-star, there's still nothing, like when you're doing those scenes, it's really not sexy at all. It's super technical.
Well, I'd love to know, Jess, your opinion on the evolving relationship and friendship with Clarke, because obviously, you know, when they cuddling in the bunker, it seems like they have an understanding cuddling in the bunker. It seems like they have an understanding, like you understand that her love was Lexa.
Yeah.
And it, even back in the shack with the Mylar duck, it seemed like you knew even back then, like you had a sense.
I think so. I mean, to me, that was one thing I really enjoyed about this show, was the fact that there never really seemed to be any, unless I missed it, and I might have, but there was, missed a lot of things, but there was never like a discussion of gay or straight or bi or that, like, it was like a time in the world in the future where no one questioned any of that.
I can't wait for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The stuff we could do with the amount of time we would have on our hands that isn't wasted talking about such fucking bullshit. Sorry, I'm really upset. It's because it's ridiculous. Like who, first of all, who cares? But it's none of your business. And, but I really loved that element of the show where it wasn't, everyone was so fluid. There wasn't one versus the other or anything. And I felt like, you know, Niylah really understood Clarke's love for Lexa and that relationship, and that, to me, it just seemed like, in general, love in that world was more understanding and more fluid, and it was less, like, I don't remember characters really getting jealous of either character. Like, it just wasn't, it was a different, it's a better world. It's the way we should be, really. But I always felt that Niyla's love for Clarke was more friendship-based, probably, than anything. And, you know,
Bunker friends with Benny's, but like, who else? Lots of people did.
Bunker friends with Benny's! I love that.
What else are you gonna do? Eat each other? Wait.
That's my girl. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, the opposite. What else? We're either killing people or eating her for lunch. Is that the song?
It's Billie Eilish, yes.
Okay.
Lunch, yes.
It's
a great song.
Great song.
So when you first, did you know Jess through Richard before she was cast? Did you know Jess?
No.
Okay.
We haven't met. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so did you tell Richard, by the way, I get to make out with your sister when she got on the show?
No, everybody else was giving him shit for that.
Yeah.
I just left it alone. He was coughing. Yeah.
So great. Okay, if there were any other characters on the show that Niylah wanted to have a relationship with, who would it be?
Well, I think she did have a relationship with Octavia.
Do tell. Octavia?
I think so.
In the bunker with besties?
I think so.
Okay.
Why not?
I
I
mean,
mean, a lot happened during those years.
again, there's not much else to do.
How long was it again?
6 years?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Bunk beds, a lot of action. Yeah.
Beds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably Octavia, and then, I don't know, maybe she seems to be into like really strong women, so I don't think she ever met Lexa, but I feel like she would have a thing for Lexa.
I think everyone who met Lexa had a thing for Lexa.
I think everyone has a thing for Lexa, yeah.
Yeah. That's true. It's true.
That's true.
You did make it to the end.
Which no one was more surprised than I was. I mean, it was like every season I was like, I'm still here? Like, okay, cool. I mean, I'll take it. It was great. I'm all the way to the bank. Thank you. But
Friends with Bennies to the end, there's nothing else to do. And you can't procreate, so you can't make more people.
Yeah.
And so that's it, cuddling in the trees.
Cuddling
Yeah.
in the trees. Yeah, I was supposed to die on my second episode, so to 5 seasons later.
Were you?
Still, yeah. Yeah.
What? Why? How?
I don't know. When I got the...
Who told you that? Oh, but you know that you were gonna die, right?
And when they came to beat you up because they were looking for Clarke?
They were, yeah, and they had told me that they were probably, that I was likely gonna die in that episode because they were looking for Clarke and they thought it would be more intense if you had gotten another person killed.
I'm glad they didn't go in that direction, given what they did soon after.
Yeah, so and I think honestly it was like they didn't really maybe care enough to, or they were like, oh, whatever, like, and so because I wasn't really supposed to come back, and then when they needed that wristband clock, what was that thing? Yeah. I never had
Watch.
Yeah. Wrist clock.
That's how old is your son? Do you have baby break?
Oh my god, I can't remember anything. But they needed to come back for the wrist clock, and I think they were like, oh, maybe that trading post chick, let's bring her back. I was surprised when I got that call. And I was surprised every time they called, actually. I probably wasn't the only one either.
Well, does anyone have questions for these ladies? We have a microphone right here, and you can line up to ask Jessica and Eliza questions. We have about 15 minutes.
Hi, as a young person that came out as a lesbian after watching your show, y'all's relationship is, it was so beautiful, and it helped me come into myself and realize who I was as a person. And now I gotta ask, who's on top?
Who isn't? I mean, come on. Also, that's amazing, and thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
No, but answer the question.
I mean, I feel like Clarke's kind of a top, don't you think?
I would agree.
I would have to assume.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. Unless it flex that true, and then I feel like it's got to go back and forth, yeah, or at least.
Good luck following that, Troy.
I'll be back. So this isn't a question about your favorite scene, necessarily. It's a question about, is it throughout your career, is there some scene that actually has stuck with you, like you relive, or even if you want to say, oh, I wish I had done this scene differently.
Any show or any movie.
Any show, any movie, anything. It's something that you keep reflecting back on.
Oh my God, asking an actor if they would change something about their performance.
They all
Like,
change.
where do we
Yeah.
begin?
But it could be something like, oh, I love that, or I absolutely hate it. So what would stick out?
Well, for me, probably, okay, so when I first started, one of the first episodes I was in, I hadn't really been around other grounders. The only other grounder that I worked with was Zach, and him and I were speaking fluently in the language, so I hadn't heard or seen the show. I had done my own research, basically. It was my fault. But I hadn't really heard anyone else speak, and then the first one I really heard talk when we were working was Adina, and she was like so low in her voice and like sultry and amazing that I was like, oh, that's like the tone, like we kind of have this like accent thing, like this is how we're supposed to speak as grounders. I didn't realize it was just Adina, like that's just how like Adina like is an amazing voice, and that's the truth. So then I was like, oh, I guess we have to do this kind of accent thing. So then I
You did do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I also was like, why would we create language if we spoke English like as
American.
fluently, like with American, like a Californian accent? Why would we come up with other languages? So to me, that was my rationale without inquiring with any of the powers that be, which would have been the right thing to do. So I was like, oh, I should probably have an accent. She lives in the wood. And then, of course, shot that. And then I think the powers that be were like, what the hell are we doing? And so they had me ADR, and they're like, let's bring it. But of of course, with actors, they're like, hey, that's neat, maybe, like, bring it, like, they're just really overly nice here. So then I just start bringing it down, and then so for the rest of the series, I was like slowly trying to get rid of this accent over time. And so it got to, I was like, I don't even want to talk. I want to talk, because I'm like, I've got myself in this mess with this fucking accent. So if I could go back, I probably would have done something a little differently in that route. Although Henry was always like, I think the accent makes sense. I was like, yes, but not when you're the only one. Like, then you just look crazy. So I blamed it on she has her trading post, and she deals with all the different groups of guests. So she would have had kind of a no man's accent. That's very nice. What would you change? I'm like the entire performance for me.
I wasn't thinking about things I would change. One of your iterations was like what stayed with you.
Yeah,
And I loved one thing that I really, really enjoyed and think about fondly was I had like an epic fight scene with Deechan in season 2. Thank you. Yep.
With Anya.
With Anya, sorry, I should say. And it was the first time that I'd really gotten to fight and like learned the choreography and like it was so empowering, and it definitely like helped me to harden Clarke in a new way. And I loved it, and I never got to do anything really as epic as that afterwards, fight-wise. I mean, there were a lot of epic scenes, but yeah, I just, I want to do more of that stuff. I still think about that and go, God, that was awesome. So, yeah. Except I nearly very badly have bludgeoned her with face.
Side note, have you seen her? Have you been watching her in Severance?
I'm obsessed with Severance.
She's so good.
She's so good.
Incredible.
I know. She's amazing.
All right, next question.
So my question is, on the lonely nights, who is the best company between Finn, Niylah, and Alexa?
Wow.
All of them.
Yeah,
The more the merrier.
the more the merrier. The more. I mean, you don't have to be Alexa because that's her one true, that was her true love, right? But she didn't get to that. I mean, there were a lot of lonely nights and she died.
Well, Niylah had all those furs and stuff.
That's true. And the duck. Yeah.
The duck make it to the bunker.
I don't think it does.
And who was the other? Oh, Finn.
Thomas.
Were you guys together in season 1?
Oh, they have one night of passion.
It was more like an hour. Yeah.
It was an hour, yeah. My mom was visiting and she was upset that. That's weird. Anyway,
You killed.
I mercy killed him. Yeah, because Lexa was going to kill him.
By 1,000 cuts, Eliza gave him 1.
One very deep one.
1,000 cuts.
Do you not watch the show either?
I raise my
We
hand
just
every
established-
time someone says who hasn't watched it. I read it. Well, not the first 2 years, but after it was, yeah.
You should watch the show, it's very good.
I've heard mixed things.
Okay, that's a great question. We gotta move along.
So I was watching recently and something came about for me for Clarke. Finally just clicked in. How everybody was after her about all of her decisions and like how bad she was for killing people. The thing I think so many people have forgotten, Clarke was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I know I was an idiot when I was 18 years old. So they were like judging her so harshly for decisions she was making in a situation like nobody could have made decisions about. And she was in an environment that she had no experience in. And she was 18 years old and had just turned 18 years old.
That's true.
And when she was with Maddie, she was 24, taking care of a 10-year-old. Like, People need to give Clarke a break.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it was insane, the things that she did. I mean, our brains don't fully develop until we're 25, right?
It's still developing, I don't know.
Yeah. She went through a lot in her life.
Also a member of the Clarke Griffin support squad, as you know. If you could take your character, if you as Eliza and you as Jessica take your character to anything we do in our world, any social activity, whatever it is, okay?
I mean, I would take her to a bar and be like, have a cocktail, relax.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
You know? Like, and yeah, and I'd say, like, let's go and like shake our asses on the dance floor and just like, I don't know, leave the world behind.
I think Niylah would like karaoke. Karaoke.
Yeah.
And roller skating.
Roller skating?
Yeah.
Karaoke and roller skating.
Like that.
Sure.
Nice. Yeah.
Good question.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Put your hands together. Like that.
Hi, I'm not sure how much Jessica will be able to answer this question, but as viewers, not as thinking of your character, but just what you saw of the 100, what do you think is the worst villain? Villain.
On the 100?
On the 100. Yeah. Oh, it's hard because there was a lot of like gray area with everyone. I feel like who was just like straight up evil? Hi. Yeah.
City of Light.
Ali was a great job. Yeah.
That's one of the questions. There's so many evil people, but who's the top one?
Who's number one?
I have my own bridge, and I agree with some people.
Titus.
What people have said, but
Who's yours?
I have a top two kind of fight with each other, very related, but one of them might put me a little unsafe in this room. So, but now I do believe that Lexa died because of ripple effect from Bellamy.
Oh.
Bellamy is up there with Pike for me.
Wow. Okay.
It's just got spicy.
I think I have.
No, I love hearing everyone's opinions. Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. For me, I can't get my head around Bellamy being like a villain because I don't know. Because he was. I mean, I think in the beginning he was for sure. But then like he did a lot of good as well. So I'm kind of like I can't put him in that category. But
In some way or another, he always betrayed friends.
oh.
Wow, you guys, piling
Now,
on.
now, I don't know. But Clarke did a lot of bad shit as well. Like, I mean, everybody. There are no good guys. That was the whole, yeah.
Great
I
question.
think the difference between Bellamy and Clarke is that Clarke was not selfish, Bellamy was.
But I missed it.
Well, that was.
Bellamy was selfish, but Clarke was not.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that one. That was a head scratcher.
It's a good new perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's new in the 5 years of ConAgeddon. We've never had that. I can't wait for Bob's panel to ask him about it.
Yeah.
I am.
He would love it. Yeah.
Hi, so aside from any of the characters on your show, who would you consider your gay icon?
Aside from any of the
Characters on the show. So it could be like a celebrity or like any other fictional character, just not anyone on the show.
I'm obsessed with Queer Eye, so but they're not characters, they're not fictional, but I cry every episode, so any of those beautiful monsters. I just love them, and I want to be friends with them all. But, I don't know, character-wise, okay, you go, I'll think.
It's fun. I was like, Cher. Like, Cher's like, I was just thinking like
Like a human being.
yeah.
Oh no, you did say we could say celebrity, right?
Yeah, any celebrity too.
Yeah.
Really, there's not enough good.
There's not a
There's
lot of
not,
representation.
I know, I'm like, there's not enough.
Your brother in that Cinderella movie.
What movie?
What Cinderella movie was that?
Y'all not seen it? It's like a Cinderella remake with that girl that looks like the girl on the Foster. She played her younger sister, and he plays like this really say he's gay, but he like does the hand movements and he's free as fuck with that.
His name's Kale like the Savage?
Yeah, and then he's like the evil stepbrother, and then his stepsister is named Saffron.
We all need to scream that right now.
Have you seen it?
No, he's the reason I haven't watched The 100. I feel like our show had a lot of great, iconic gay characters. I feel like there was a lot
Eliza
of.
played one of the first ever lead bisexual like characters ever in the history of television. So
Pretty amazing, and obviously, I mean, we all know it's an easy one, but like Alexa is pretty amazing.
Alexa's legacy lives on. The amount of tattoos, the amount of people who look to her leadership, her strength, and despite how it ended, I think Lex is one of the most iconic TV characters in the history of television.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what an idol. Like, it's just the strength of that character was really, the layers she had were amazing.
Was Xena?
Yes.
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 Was she out on the show?
No,
They didn't do it like that back then.
back in the day, you just sort of had to intone what's happening.
Right.
With
Also,
Gabrielle.
Buffy as a show.
Buffy.
Yeah.
Then you have modern humans like Chaperone, who are saying the right thing and doing the right thing, and they represent so much goodness and joy and strength in this world. And Lady Gaga, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Great question.
So you said something about, well, Clarke killed a lot of people. Do you know who has the most kills on the show?
Is it me?
You're fourth.
Oh, okay.
Tell us number 1 through 3.
Number 3 is Bellamy.
Okay.
Number 2 is Octavia.
Okay.
And number 1 was Diana Sidney.
Who?
She was the one that started the Exodus on the Ark.
Oh my God.
And she started the, she had the, when Cain's mother was killed,
Yeah.
she's the one that started all of that, and then the ship that was coming down, she had that exploded. She was the former chancellor.
Wow.
That is so specific. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no, I looked it up last week because you said before that I was like, who's had the most? So yeah, you were fourth. So Clarke didn't kill
Yay,
anybody.
Clarke!
Yeah! She didn't even know.
The fourth less murderous person. Yeah. So you can just, now you can go home and be like, by the way, you killed more people than I did. Yeah. Right, the Warriors, yeah, exactly. Well, we are out of time for these ladies, but let's thank them for being here, Eliza and Jess. And he's not here yet, but we have Richard panel next, so we'll be back in 5 minutes, so talk amongst yourselves, get some water, make sure to hydrate.